All right, so last week we talked about solving by substitution, where we got one variable by itself, boxed it, plugged it into the other equation, solved that out, and then plugged it back in to the original equation, plugged it back into the box to find the first variable. All right. As with any method, we had to do an x and a y answer, whether we were graphing those to get the x and the y, or we were doing the substitution. Well, now we're going to come up with a new way to solve these problems, and we're going to do, it's called elimination. So you should notice these problems look a lot different. There's no y equals, there's no x equals, okay? They're set up very different and we solve them very different. One thing that you should notice here is I've got opposites, all right? And that is essential to do this elimination method, all right? So in order for this to work, I have to have one of these variables to be opposites of each other. It could be the x, it could be the y, but one of them has to be the opposite coefficient, one positive, one negative. So the first part of this is to make sure you have opposite coefficients and to make sure everything is in standard form, everything's lined up. So we've got everything in standard form, we've got opposite coefficients, so we're good to go. Once you have that done, the rest of this process is pretty simple. All right, I am simply going to add vertically these two equations together. 3x and 7x. What's going to happen every time? Plus 2y minus 2y, that makes 0, so it's gone. It's been eliminated. That's why it's called the elimination method, okay? We don't have a y anymore. Over here, I get 20. Now I have 10x equals 20. So I solve that equation. X equals 2. So in 2 steps, I have found one variable. What do I need to do to finish this problem? Yeah, I gotta plug it back in. Just like last week, when you find one variable, you plug it back in. Pick one of the 2 equations. It doesn't matter which one. I'm gonna grab the top one here, and I'm gonna substitute a 2 for x. 3. Now we just solve the equation just like normal. I gotta multiply here and get the variable by itself. Minus 6, divide, and I have my variable. All right, x is 2, y is 4, so my answer is 2, 4. Now, you might be complaining, why didn't we do this last week? Well, like I said in the beginning, it only works if I'm set up in this format, all right? So, moving on. Am I set up? That's the first thing we have to check out. Am I set up for elimination? Do I have one of the variables opposites? Sure do. Am I in standard form? All the x's and the y's and the constants lined up? Sure are. All right, eliminate. Add vertically. The y's get eliminated. In this case, these get eliminated here. Now here's the big difference. When I eliminate the variables, I don't write it. If I eliminate this, I have to have a number over there. Don't just leave that part blank. All right, finish the problem, divide by 7. 0 divided by 7 is still 0, so x is 0. Go back to the original equation. I'm gonna go right here. 4 times 0 is of course 0, so that's not there. Divide by negative 5. Y is negative 1. Write the final answer. Always x, y. All right. Number 3. Again, check to see if you have the right format. Do I have opposites? Sure do. I got a plus 3 and a minus 3. Good. All right, is everything lined up? X's, Y's, constants, good to go. Eliminate. In this case, the x's get eliminated. No big deal. I just continue to add. 6y equals 12. Get y by itself. What am I going to do with that? Yeah, remember it says y equals, so I substitute in for y. Very important you put it in the right location for the right variable up there. Write the problem. Solve the equation. Get the variable by itself. How do I write the final answer? Make sure you always write your answers X, Y. Doesn't matter which answer we get first or second, X is always first in the answer. All right? So, continuing on the other side of the room. Are both of these in standard form? No, they're not. So I got to rearrange these. I've got to have everything lined up. So in this case, I'll need to rewrite this one. Switch these. Now, is everything in standard form? Everything in the right order? Sure. Do I have opposites? Yes, I do. All right, so go ahead and add vertically. Remember, x plus x is going to be 2x. The y's are eliminated. That equals negative 12. Divide. What do I do with this? I would go here. Don't go all the way back to the beginning. You could. It's the same problem. So I take that negative 6. Get y by itself. What's the first step? Add 6 to both sides. Now what? Good. Watch your signs. Make sure you're doing those little things correctly so you don't lose points on little things. Comes out to positive 4, so I have negative 6, 4 for my answer. All right. Number 5, are those in standard form? No, not even close. The bottom one is, okay? That top one's not. So, I'm going to recopy it here. I got to move 2 things here. I can't just change order. That was the problem here. Now I have to get this to the left side. I got to get the positive 10 to the right, or negative 10 to the right side. So, we're going to do this in 2 separate steps. Doesn't matter which one you do first. I'm going to put the 10 over here first. Remember, not like terms, so they cannot be combined. So now I have a minus y over here. Now I have to get the 6x to this side. Remember, if you're just moving things from one side to another, that's adding and subtracting, not dividing. Again, they're not like terms. So these just get written. Make sure you put them in this right order. Now I have minus 6x minus y equals 10. I can bring the other equation in here. That was already in the right order. Now I'm all set for my elimination. Like I've been saying, check to see you have things in the correct order, in standard form, the x, the y, and the constant, before you try to do this elimination method. Now I'm all set up for elimination. I've got opposites right there. This is negative 1x. The y's are eliminated. The 10's are eliminated, but again, remember that I have to put the 0 there. Divide by negative 1, x is 0. Plug it back in. So I'm going to plug it back in right there. That's 0. Don't forget, to get y by itself here, I have to divide by that invisible negative 1 to get negative 10 for the answer. So it's 0, negative 10 for my answer. Try and do that one on your own. All right, so is it set up in standard form? Yep, everything's good, so I just have to do my elimination. X's are eliminated, that should be 3y equals 18. Divide, y equals 6. Plug it back in. X comes out to be positive 1, so the final answer is 1, 6. All right, work on your elimination method. We're going to do this again for a couple days. Good luck. Ask questions.